Hey, what's up? Hello, this is Admin Cubana coming back at you with another episode of the Unladylike Lounge podcast. And today, y'all, I have something dope AF for you. I am joined by Florida's own Tragic. How are you today, sir?
What's up? What's up? I'm doing well, doing well. Just same
Awesome.
old, same old.
Yes, awesome. I love to hear it. Absolutely love to hear it. Now, I actually stumbled across your profile on Facebook.
Uh-huh.
So,
Oh, really?
yes, that is actually how I came across you. So I'm from Wisconsin. Not a lot of people up here have heard of you. So tell me a little bit about who you are and what is it that.
Okay, so yeah, I've been doing music since probably 14, 15 years old,
Okay.
but writing and recording kind of came into play more so when I was 17 because my son's mom went to Full Sail University and I kind of learned how to do the mixing and everything through her. So I didn't have to rely on like going to pay for studios and studio time and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So, and then in between, I kind of got caught up in Florida's broken revolving door of their system down here, and it put a little halt to things. But in a way, it was kind of good because now it's like I'm full throttle. It's like I'm trying to make up for the lost time. So I'm just like, as you could probably see, like I'm constantly like posting, like putting stuff, like doing. And
Yeah.
they see like the final product of like the 2-3 minute song and not realize like 12 hours just went into that or like 3 days just went into that. You know what I mean? Like
That people don't realize, like, they just see the final product. They don't see the journey that it took to get there and
right.
sweat and tears that artists really put into their craft. So
Exactly.
yeah, sure, for sure. Where are you from? I know I mentioned Florida, but where are you from?
Actually, originally I'm from New Jersey.
Wow.
Yeah, I was born in Englewood Hospital, but I went to school in Bayonne, which is like a 15-minute drive from New York City.
Wow.
So yeah, I moved down here in to Naples actually in '98. I want to say I was like 10 or 11.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to middle school and high school in Naples. Left when I was 17 to Orlando for 3 years. Miami, Nashville twice. Kind of been a little bit around. Now I'm in Broward, so
you've just been all over the place.
Yeah, I mean not all over, but like yeah, I like Nashville a lot, like a lot. Like I really like the people there. Kind of thinking about going back there. Yeah.
For sure. Where is your favorite as far as like your career goes? Like, you know how some places, like, it's like, okay, I love this place, I love the atmosphere, but for my career wise, this is where I'd rather be, you know.
Ooh, that's a good question. You got Miami's great for it. I'd probably say for the music scene, even though it's the most competitive there is, probably Atlanta. It's the most competitive there is, though. But even Nashville, because Nashville's got a big hip hop scene now. People think of just country music when it's Nashville, but it's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, like Nashville's got and it's like on the come up, so it's kind of like better. You know what I mean? Whereas Atlanta's been on the charts for the past 20 years. I think they've been running it. So
yeah, they've been really have, and I think.
Right.
You know, like you said, a lot of people, when they think Nashville, they think country. It's the country capital, but
yes.
It's really been blowing up as far as hip hop goes. So
I know.
That's great. Now, what inspired?
I couldn't hear you. You broke up. I'm sorry.
What inspired your stage name?
Okay, so Tragic is first let me say this. So I had Googled it, right? Because I wanted to make sure like nobody had it. Like I was like, it's got to be taken. That's what I'm thinking in my head. I'm like, it's got to be taken.
Right.
Because when you think hip hop, you think like stories of tragedies and this and that, or pain and suffering and stuff like that. So I was like, it wasn't taken. So I'm like, okay, bet. And then the concept around it besides that was almost like a Shakespearean thing, like how he writes tragedies. It was like, let me put my pain through my stories to help other people heal, almost in a way, even at the sense of like, is it going to be tragic to myself? Like, because when I'm writing it and when I'm recording it, I'm reliving these moments. But then when I put it out there, it's like, okay, it's released. It's like, that's my my therapy, but at the cost of what, you know? So it's like tragic.
It is.
Yeah.
externalizing it, it's an artist's way of bleeding out that pain and that suffering and that sorrow and all the tragedy. It really is.
Absolutely.
So, yes. What are some of your hobbies and interests outside of music?
Right now, music, writing, graphic design, digital art, anything to do with like the craft in itself. Like I taught myself graphic design, I taught myself the digital art, I taught myself the video edit, everything I taught myself. And
Wow.
obviously there's, when I'm able, I can, bring it to probably more professional outlets. But as of now, I'm doing everything myself. I used to love basketball. I used to play ball all the time. I used to watch Netflix all the time. But like I said, I feel like I'm making up for lost time. So it's like now when everyone's like, hey, what's a good Netflix show? I'm like, I don't know, because I feel like if I watch an hour of that, I could be like doing an hour of this, and you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so.
All gas, no brakes. For
Right,
sure.
right. I don't know how healthy that could be, but it could be worse.
Right. As of right now, as long as you're focusing on something productive and you're not hurting anybody, you're not hurting yourself.
Yeah.
Why not? Why
sure.
not? Do you have any passion projects outside of music currently?
Passion projects outside of music? No, not really. No.
Okay.
Just music, just pushing, just that's it.
Passion projects.
What's that?
Any passion projects within music currently?
Kind of just like the TikTok thing a little bit.
Okay.
Like, cause I know a few other artists that use TikTok as an outlet, and I didn't even like. I always thought TikTok was like for kids and stuff.
Yeah.
So like I was like, I'm good. And then I actually went on there, and then I'm like, this is like the complete opposite, because they show like stuff like YouTube won't show, and YouTube actually banned one of my songs because it's so ironic, because I said in the song the reason they can't, something about TikTok saying the truth, and that's why they're allowed to show, and they can't ban you like they do YouTube. And then YouTube banned me for exactly what I said in the song, but used they said it was for medical misinformation because I spoke out against the COVID vaccine. That was crazy.
What?
Yeah. They said their reasoning was medical misinformation because I spoke out against the COVID vaccine. But guess where the video still is? And the song, TikTok. But YouTube.
Oh my. Leave it to YouTube. We were supposed to do a live video podcast on YouTube, and now I'm so thankful we didn't, because we would have gotten taken down so fast.
Their freedom of speech is dead on YouTube for sure.
We would not have survived at all. Do you have any pets?
I don't. No, not now. I used to love dogs. I've had so many pit bull puppies and little dogs, like countless amounts of them. I wish they could stay little. I wish they could make a puppy like our pit bull puppy that just stays a pit bull puppy, because they're so cute when they're little.
They are.
I mean, they're cute when they're big too, but
when they get to be like ginormous and they still think they're puppies, and then they're like trying to get all up in your lap, and it's like, yes, you're still adorable, but oh my gosh, you're like 100 pounds right now, and you're trying to just be all of
right.
This is a lot right now. This is definitely a lot right now. Oh my god.
And it's like a mirror of my. They get a bad rap, they're judged, but they're like the nicest dogs ever.
Yes, they really are. Like, I would never be okay. So there's one dog that I'm scared of in my entire life.
I already know what you're gonna say.
No,
Chow.
Well, Chihuahuas. Chihuahuas are the ones that I'm scared of. But there's only one big dog.
No, I said Chow.
Chow. Now, see, I don't.
Wait, let me find out you're scared of Chihuahuas now. Come on.
I am. Just because, okay, so somebody, I can't get into it, but they're vicious, and I will leave it at that. They are.
Yeah, they are. They think they're pit bulls.
They do, and then people think that they're little lap dogs.
Yes, and, I agree.
What? Yes, I can't. Don't. You done got me started. Did you have any nicknames growing up?
Buck. Everyone, I have it tattooed right here.
Okay.
It's my last name's Buckley, so it's the like first four letters of it. So everyone called me that forever, and like that was like the name in the beginning was that, but then after going through everything I went through, I was like, I need a new beginning and a new name and a new image and a new everything. And one day Tragic came. It started as Tragic Vanity, and I was like, no, it's just Tragic. Which Tragic Vanity is good too, because like what's more tragic than vanity is like,
yes.
So it's good, but like, yeah, I had to change that. I had to get the new persona going, the new me, the new me. Yeah, like the new, like, I didn't want to keep the mindset on old, like, bad stuff. You know what I mean?
I totally get it. Like,
yeah.
After I had my surgery, I went and changed my middle and last name because I was like, I'm a whole new person. Like, I need a whole new mindset.
Yeah, so, you definitely do get it then. Yeah. It gives you like a sense of like identity, like a different, like you're still the same person, but like you're like, you know what I mean?
It's like a fresh start.
Right, exactly.
This is a whole new me. I totally get it, man.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, some of our audience members wanted to know, because I did let some people know in advance that we were going to be talking to you, so they got to snoop a little bit. We have some audience members who want to know, are you single, taken, attached, or accepting applications?
Single.
All right. You heard it here, ladies. Or should I say unladies? He is single. All right. And what kind of music is your favorite to listen to?
Oh, that's it's funny you asked that. I listen to everything from 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, EDM. I really like this EDM scene. I want to kind of start incorporating like EDM violinists, like Lindsey Sterling type stuff with like hip hop. Like I want to do something different, like almost like a new genre kind of thing. And but where I pull my inspiration from, ironically, mostly isn't rap, isn't hip hop. It's crazy. Like I would love to sample like a lot of like older stuff, like Temptations, Supremes, things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So you got an old soul. You as we say, you've been here before.
Yeah, that part. Someone called me a starseed the other day. I had to look it up. I was like, that's crazy.
Like, you know what? I just might be. Absolutely. All right. So what's your favorite music? Those are some of your favorites to listen to. What's your favorite to perform live?
Definitely hip hop, R&B, or hip hop, R&B, hip hop, rap. I wish R&B. I wish I could sing. I'm working on it. I'm working on the melodies.
Got you down that 90s. Yeah. Once you get that down and you get the Kevin Hart.
Yeah. It was crazy. It's crazy too, because I have like just a snippet of a chorus on SoundCloud of me singing, and I wrote on it something like I forgot, something funny like, be easy on me, guys. This is just me, my first time trying to sing something, and it's the most viewed thing on SoundCloud. I was like, what?
That is the greatest. Oh my gosh. So we are definitely, I feel like, because we always drop any social media links that our guests are comfortable with in the description box below. I feel like that is a link we should definitely drop, because I want to hear it now.
Like, yeah. It's called Shine Bright. It's only like 45 seconds. It's just the chorus that I was like, let me do a little, you know what I mean, to see if people like it, and they liked it.
Oh yes. Anytime somebody like mentions something that they weren't expecting people to like our own ladies blow it up, and they're like, oh my gosh, this is oh yes. I think we're gonna
for sure. Great. It's definitely weird. It's different, because what you think is good or what you hate sometimes everyone else loves, and vice versa.
Oh heck yeah, without a doubt. Now, how do you think that what you're practicing now will be different from what you'll be practicing in, say, 5 years?
I don't think I think in 5, 10, 20, 30 years, like, I'll still be practicing. I'll still be trying to get better every day. Like, I'll still be trying to make the next song better than the last one, or the next sound better than the last one, or the next idea different than the last one. Like I really want to do something different. And every time I do something, like, but then I get in these moods, you know, where it's like, okay, if I'm angry, you're going to hear it on the record. If I'm sad,
Right.
you're going to hear it on the record. If I'm happy, you're going to hear it on the record. So it's like versatile, but at the same time, I really want to like that. You've probably seen this whole transcendence theme I have. Like I want to transcend something like almost like new genre kind of thing. And
Yeah.
until I can get to that point, like I feel like I'll still always be practicing and practicing and practicing. So 5 years from now, I'll still be practicing.
Just constantly evolving and growing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That is goals. I feel like people get too comfortable with like, okay, I leveled up, like I'm good. It's like, no, there's
Right.
always the next level. Like continue evolving, growing your craft, like just continue getting better and better. That's
Absolutely.
yes.
Absolutely.
Now, what are your musical goals as far as like playing, writing, recording?
Writing, recording, engineering, mixing. I don't really like mixing and producing too much. Like I know how to do it, but it's a tedious process. You know,
Okay.
like I can sit there and mix a song for like one of the songs I have, I mixed that thing for like 12 hours straight. Like I was zoned in, like a perfection, but then I'll go back and listen to it the next day and I'll be like, okay, that didn't sound right. But last night it did. So it's like sometimes you got to just take a break and like do it. And then there's other times where won't even touch it and I'll send it to people and I'll be like, am I tripping or does this sound like fire? Does this sound good? Because I didn't touch it. I didn't even mix it or nothing. And they're like, yeah, that's dope. Keep it the way it is. So it doesn't make any sense sometimes. But as far as like the goal part, yeah, just writing, recording.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just continue. All right, bet.
Yeah.
What are your non-music goals? Like lifestyle, career, relationships, all that kind of thing.
So I have the paperwork started for this company, Vanity Visions LLC, and I want it. The vision for it is to like one day rival like Virgin, Atlantic, Universal. But as far as like what it's about, it's gonna be for visionaries because I feel like the world right now is trying to silence the visionary and brainwash people with what they think you should do. Like you need to go work this 9 to 5 or else you can't survive. You can't use your own mind. Like that's why it's the 1% and this and that. Yep. So Vanity Visions is going to be like, okay, you have an idea, but you don't really know how to put it to use. Come to us. We'll help you. We'll help you put your idea and your vision and make you feel confident in yourself to put it to use, as well as managing artists and, you know, things like that.
So it's kind of like managing artists, mentoring people into the next. Okay. I feel like there's a lot of like tools and resources out there, but nobody really knows like how to use them.
Exactly.
And so what's the point of handing someone a hammer or a drill if they don't know how to use tools? People don't know how to use them.
Right.
So that's brilliant. That's beyond brilliant.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And so many people have great ideas and they just sit there, you know, and an idea without action is just, you know, an idea.
Yeah. Yes, I look forward to seeing that come into fruition for you for sure.
Thank you.
Musically, would you prefer to play every night with someone else's DJ or play once a month with your own DJ?
That's like a trick question. I remember because that's all like at the time of when things are in fruition and things are getting booked and stuff like that, like in the past, like it was other people's DJ. But if it's every night and it's like a tour or something, then it wouldn't matter. But of course I would rather have like my own every night. But I wouldn't, if I had to like choose, it would probably be like every night with someone else, only because I would be networking and meeting more people and traveling more and whatnot. You see what I'm saying?
I see where you're going.
And I know that kind of sounds like I'm like unloyal to like if it was my DJ, but if it was only once a month, it wouldn't be giving me as many opportunities. So like I would prefer it to be mine, you know, coming with me every, you know what I mean? But
it's need to your network, you need to build up your associates and all that. You need to be able to bump shoulders, and if you're only doing a month, you're not being able to do that. You're not out. So,
I mean, obviously, unless I like level up to the point where I'm like, you know, somewhere where I'm like, all I need to do is once a month, then that's different. Exactly. Or I should say when.
Yes. When. That's not wood.
Yeah.
This is Boom. We got
Boom, that part.
All right. Let's see. What? Sorry, I can't see for anything, and I'm trying to
I
get.
know the screen kind of went a little dim too, but I think that's only because of the recording.
Yeah, I
'Cause I
have.
checked my brightness. It's not me.
Yeah, I have this like filter thing, so it like blurs behind me, but then like I move out of focus, so it's just.
Okay.
Um. Let's see. Hold on. What are the characteristics of great music?
Music that can help you get through hard times. Music that can heal. Music that you could feel in your soul. That's why I'm such a big fan of Jelly Roll, because I've been listening to this man since before he just won all these awards, like for a long, long time. And it's hard. Like when I used to now people, but when I used to tell people about him, they couldn't get, including myself. When I first, I'm like, Jelly Roll, I can't, he can't. Just his name, you kind of already almost prejudge him by his name. But then I actually sat down and listened, and I was like, dude, this dude speaks to my soul. Like, he really does have the power to heal. And he has a quote that says, real music for real people with real problems. And I love that. I love that. So, yeah. So, like, I had this old song called Sweet Addiction, right? Mm-hmm. And it was before I had any studio equipment. It was before I had a good microphone, anything. All I had was a MacBook and the little microphone in the MacBook and the program, right? So I recorded this song, right? And this song, like was heard, like some dude messaged me from the United Kingdom, and he's like, dude, I was like really depressed, and I was like gonna commit suicide and this and that, and your song got me through it. And like that moment right there, this is a while ago. This is like 2000, probably 10-ish. And he was like, or in that moment right there, I was like, okay, yeah, this. I need to be doing this. Like, yeah, like, you know what I mean? Because there's no fame or money or success that could bring that feeling.
Yeah, when you're changing lives, when you're helping lives, when you're saving lives, there is nothing that can beat that feeling.
It's powerful.
It is. It really is. And especially when it's people, I've learned something through podcasting, and it's that your own neighbors won't necessarily support you the way people across the pond will. And so for someone from another country to have reached out, that, like, that's wow. That's
yeah. Yeah, it was. And it was ironic because it was like the quality was like before I got good quality. So it just goes to show, like, if there's substance to something, people are like, that's, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Now, I don't know when you started listening to Jelly. I was a fan back when he was doing I mean, he was in the trap house rapping in a closet.
Yeah, with Lil White, like those days. Yeah.
Worm and High Roller Crush.
Yeah, Worm, R.I.P. Worm.
Yes, R.I.P. Yeah. I have the shirt, all things. Mm-hmm. I actually almost wore it today, but
that was crazy. Like, I remember he went live on video with COVID. I don't know if you remember it. Yeah. And then like 3 days later, he was dead, and he was rapping live with COVID on. It gave me goosebumps.
What blew my mind was I knew he was in prison. I remember everything happening, and I didn't even know he got out. I had no idea he was out. And then because I have Lily on my Facebook, like, we're actually friends on Facebook. We go way back.
Right.
And I'm scrolling, and all of a sudden I see her post RIP, and I was like,
yeah,
Jimmy, what? No, what? Like, he died in prison, and then everyone's like, no, he got out and he died. And I was like, oh, and nobody told me. Like, that one hit me.
Yeah. It was just crazy because he was like coughing, like, and this was like back when like in the midst of COVID. So like he was like coughing and coughing and coughing, and he's like, I'm still gonna do this rap for you. And then he was, and I still don't even know the reason. Like, I don't know if it was because of the COVID or what, but it was just really eerie because I remember, like, it was like 2 days later I was seeing RIP, and I was like, he just did this video like coughing, saying how bad how sick he was. I was like, that's crazy.
That is so. Yeah. Oh, RIP Worm. Yes. That actually, when you were telling the story of having like quality equipment at the time, that reminded me of the video of like Jelly. And that on I'm like going in and out, and I think it was
Yep.
Chad was throwing up in the closet, and then Jelly's still walking in there to drop his verse, and I'm just like,
Yep.
those are the monumental ones, are the
Those
ones
are,
don't, you know
that's,
what I'm saying?
yes, that's why they say the journey is better than the destination. Like,
It
live in the
really,
moment, because
it,
those are the moments you'll miss.
it really is. It
Yeah.
really is. Um, what do you value more, the creativity or perfect execution when it comes to music?
That's one of the best questions. I've been asked that a lot. That's one of the best questions and hardest questions really to answer, because for people outside of like that, like, know about hip hop,
Mhm.
it wouldn't really get it. But the creativity, obviously, as an artist, you want to be on point,
Mhm.
but you can write the most dope song imaginable, like crazy, and if your execution is off, people aren't going to pay attention because it's not going to grasp them. If there's
Yep.
no emotion in it, they're not going to grasp them. It's not going to grasp. So
Yep.
some people will even tell you execution is even more important, and hence why we have these new artists like the Little Uzi Verts and the like this new generation of artists that can really get up there and just like say the same thing over and over and it be a platinum record, because it's the execution. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
it's like, you know, for me, I would say it's 50-50 for me, because like I get both sides of it, but the creativity is always going to be for me, because like at heart I'm a writer. So, you know,
Right.
like I want to write, but execution is really, really important, and that's something that I just started learning even as I'm going, you know, over and over and over, even still every day, like trying to practice new different melodies and executions and stuff like that. So
Oh,
yeah, that's, yeah.
I think that's something that every artist can work on, you know, period. Like your delivery, your execution, you know, people, especially in this age where punchlines are such a big thing. Like if you don't have that perfect execution, it's just gonna right over
Yeah.
everyone's heads. And then you had the perfect setup and you miss.
I forgot to mention one thing when you
Uh-oh.
asked me, because you just, it was about the Jelly Roll thing. When you asked me what inspired Tragic, I went on the whole story of, but the actual thing that made it click was Jelly Roll's song Glitter, when he says everything I touch turns tragic, tragic. Like when he said that, I was like, wait, tragic, tragic, tragic. And then like it all clicked. Like, so that technically that's what inspired it to begin with. So all
Okay.
credit to that song.
Kudos to Jelly for music. Kudos. Yes. We love us some Jelly. Some and
That's dope. That's
and
awesome.
moonwalking at the ACMs. Like what?
What?
I thought the big man could moonwalk. I was like,
Yo.
no. Yeah, David Ray posted it on Facebook. I was
Yep.
like, bro,
He's
no way.
he's so humble too. Like everyone he meets is just like, he's so humble.
Him
I love
and
it.
are both just
Yeah.
incredible people. That don't get me started. Don't get me started. Let's go. Let's go. All right. What is one thing you can work on most, or you feel that you need to work on most as an artist, as a person, just in general?
As an artist, as a person, or as an artist and as a person?
Either or.
Right now, probably I would say I'm working with different melodies and executions, like we just Laura talked about. Mixing can get better, but I don't want to do that. Like I said, I eventually want to have someone else like do that. Like I just want to, because it's taking up the time, my creative time, that I can be doing what I'm supposed to do. You know what I mean?
That's
So yeah. So yeah, you know, for sure. Like working on stuff like even the graphic design and the digital stuff, like, you know, like I could get a lot better at that. Like I never thought that I would be any good at that. I was like, I tried it one day just to try it, and then like really sucked at like the first couple of 2 or 3 days, and then like started figuring that out by just literally pressing every button in the program and seeing what it does.
Yeah.
And then like, okay, now I'm getting it. Now I'm figuring this out. Okay, oh, I could take stuff from Google and put it here. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just constantly working. But as far as the artistry goes, definitely melodies, execution. As a person, being kind and compassionate, like because you never really know what someone else is going through. Tragedies, everyone's been through them, so you never really know. Like, just smile at everyone because you don't know what they've been through. You know.
Exactly. I like that. I really like that. Out of all the podcasts I've done, that I think is one of the first times we've had that brought up. Just smile at people. You
Really,
know.
yeah.
And
No, it's true.
it is.
It is. It really is.
Just something simple like that can change someone's whole day. Like they
Yeah.
could literally be having the shittiest day of their entire,
Yes.
and you just flash them a smile, and they're
That's it.
one. What's the worst they're gonna think? Who the hell was that?
Right.
What? But
And
then
even
they go on with the
Mhm.
rest of their day. Like
I've
without,
said that exact same thing you said before, like exactly to the T. Like just like even if it only changes their mood for 5 minutes, like you know what I mean.
yeah,
It's just good. It just radiates positive energy. So like I'm all
exactly.
about that. Like even when I'm feeling down, I try to always be positive to other people. Like anyone that knows me will tell you that. Like
Exactly. Yeah. What's the most appealing thing about pursuing music?
helping other people through it, helping other people. I guess that would be the answer to a lot of certain questions about like why, like the
Mm,
why aspect. Um, but it's not only helping others; it's helping me. It's therapy for myself. You know, like I said, as I'm doing it, it's kind of like sometimes torturous depending on what I'm writing about. Like if it's really personal, like I don't know if you've seen the letter to my son thing that I did. That was like really super personal. So that took a long, like a while, and I want to do a letter to my daughter and a letter to my mother song, and I know like just even the thought of doing it, like the space it's gonna put me in mentally, you know what I'm saying? Like what I've
right.
put them through and this and that, and it's but I got to get it done because like those are the songs that really resonate with people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's gonna be taxing, but worth it in the end.
yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure.
Um, what is something else that you would do for a living that you feel you could get satisfaction from music?
Say that last part again. You broke up.
What is something else that you feel you could do for a living that you would get the same satisfaction as doing for that you would get from doing music?
Uh, it's in like the same category. I was gonna say DJing, but that's in the same kind of category, I guess.
For sure.
So like, I just love that like crowd, like seeing people happy from the sounds. But I used to when I was younger want to be an actor, but I don't
Okay.
know if I'd be any good at it. It was like a passion of mine. Like I wanted to do something with film,
So
stuff like
some
that.
arts either way.
Yeah, definitely some type of art, writing, poetry, uh, yeah, film. Even the graphic design's pretty cool. Like just doing like all that stuff. But yeah,
For
and the business, like learning the business of like the vanity vision things, like that's not has nothing to do with me as an artist. So like that's for others. And not only that, just learning the business of all of it together, you know, because it's way more than just being like a rapper or an artist or a producer. You know, you
oh,
don't know.
absolutely. Now let's see. If you found full satisfaction in something outside of music, would you continue to pursue it on the side?
Outside of music. Yeah, yeah. If that ever happened, which I don't see it happening, but if that ever, like, I feel like I'll do music regardless if it's ever like super like high mainstream whatever for my own therapy and for others. You know what I mean? But as far as yeah, like if I found something passionate to do on, I would still do it on the side. Yeah, of course, absolutely.
Okay. Now, what do you, for our other musician listeners, we won't name drop them, but for our other musician listeners, or even like, promoters or anything like that, what do you bring to someone else's stage?
Authenticity, my story. They can't. Nobody. Another quote from Jelly Roll: "This rap shit's easy. All you got to do is tell the truth." You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it took me a while to learn that too, because when I was younger, I was rapping about like things that I thought other people wanted to hear.
Okay.
Whereas now I have so much of my story to tell that it
Mhm.
can't be duplicated. So there's no way that, like me, if you're bringing me to your stage, it's going to be authentic because nobody has my story, but it's still going to be relatable to millions of people. You know what I mean? Because,
Yes.
yeah.
Nobody has the exact same story, but we're in, like Wayne said, we're in the same picture, but we all got different poses.
Well, that's like top three right there for me. So,
Where? I
yeah.
swear,
Yeah.
man. So you did mention that you like all the eras of music, just span the
Yeah.
whole time frame. Why do you feel it is necessary or at least important to study older music?
Huh. Yeah. When I was a kid, I came up around like the oldies and stuff. Like, you know, my family listened to it. It was up north. So have you ever seen Goodfellas?
Oh, yes.
So like all the music that's played, the movie, like when I watch it, not the mob aspect of it, but like when I watch, like when I like when I watch the like, or when I hear the music, when I see the big dinners, it's like
Mhm.
it's nostalgic almost in a way to me, because it's like it reminds me of me like when I was a kid. Like that's how
Right.
like our get-togethers were, like on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as far as the music, I've always had this fascination with sampling, kind of like how Kanye started doing in the beginning, and
Mhm.
not just sampling things just to sample it, but like really taking like great older music, like I said, like the Temptations or the
Mhm.
Supremes. I think what's the producer's name? I want to say J.R. Ryder, the one that produced for Sean Kingston, Beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Like when he did that, I was like, man, he beat me to the punch. Like because if you listen to that, that's got that like 50s, 60s kind of vibe, but with a
Yep.
newer kind of
Like
swag to it, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I think it's really, really important to bring your inspiration from other music, because if you're just bringing it from rap and hip hop, like
Mhm.
it's you're not really it's not going to be too versatile, one.
Right.
But then again, on the flip side of it, Wayne said Wayne was asked one time, they're like, what do you listen to? And he's like, I only listen to myself. And I didn't really understand that until recently, because this sounds like arrogant. And I'm going to explain why it's not. I still listen to older music, obviously, but I've been listening to a lot of myself, and I'm understanding more why he said that. Is
Mhm.
because the more you listen to yourself, the more you can improve, the more that you can be like, okay, that's what I did. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
I see why he said that. Like he's like focusing on him 100. So
Yeah.
like yeah. And as
Doing
you know, he put out like 82 mixtapes in 1 year in '08. So like he's crazy. Yeah.
they literally said on the Missy Elliott interview that did over 100 features in 2007 alone,
Yeah.
and like all
That's
sorts
insane.
just features like.
Yeah.
So I mean, the man's brilliant, so
Yeah.
it makes sense
I
that
agree.
not an arrogant statement. I mean, we are our own toughest critics, and if you can
Absolutely.
that great, obviously you're doing something right. So I tip my hat. I don't listen to myself at all and listen to how my shit turns out. Just
No, I
saying.
get it.
Fire alarms and
Yeah.
bathroom people.
But hey, you pushed through it though. That's all that matters.
We did,
You
but the
pushed through it.
damn thing went off like 6 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have been like, is this a sign? Nah. We got to keep. This is a sign to keep going.
This
Like,
is
this is a sign.
we have iced coffee. Like this is a sign. We're supposed to do this. We have
Right.
to. So, where would you like to be in 10 years?
In 10 years,
Yes.
um, hopefully to a point where I could own the business and have something established for myself to where I can recruit new artists.
Okay.
Because I'm not blind to the fact where, I'm not, how do I say this where it makes sense? Like if I see someone that's like dope, like I'm gonna be like, yo, like I'll step aside and bring you and like let's see like what you can do. Like, you got a gift, you know what I mean? And you're younger, you know what I mean? So it's like, I really want to have a platform in the future to where I can recruit new artists, and not just rappers, singers, visionaries, designers, whatever it is. So I can kind of almost like pass the torch of what they don't really know. Like you said earlier, like they have the idea, but they don't know how to do. So like, I'd really, really like to have a foundation set up to where I could do that.
That is awesome. That is awesome. I like the fact that it's not just exclusive to rappers or hip hop artists, that it really is to the next generation of just artists in general. That's brilliant. I love it. That's excellence supreme. It really is.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, and you know, these kids, they're getting smarter and smarter. So every generation, it's like we're evolving. So
it really is.
You know, yeah, you could say that a little bit. You know, some of them are a little wild. You know, some of those scenes are a little wild, but.
And to be honest, sometimes it's just because they are overwhelmed with the tools that they don't know how to use. So I mean, your vision and your execution of that vision really could be just that like boost they need. So
that would be beautiful.
That would be so beautiful. So beautiful. So quick tangent, because I had the next question up, but I have a quick tangent.
I love tangents.
Yes, I have. I love people who love tangents. Do you ever see yourself pulling a jelly? Now, what I mean by that is...
Oh, wait, say that again?
Do you ever see yourself pulling a jelly? And what I mean by that is, he started with "Welcome to the Trap House," "Welcome to the Trap House," but he ended with country music. Like, do you ever see yourself making any kind of drastic switch like that?
You're not the first person to ask me that either. First, let me say, I don't think he ended it with country. I think he's still gonna do the rap thing, because he said he's still gonna make like the Waylon and Willie albums with Struggle until he dies. So,
right.
If that friendship ever ends, I don't know, bro, because like that, you know,
that's
like they're like
right there. That's the
right.
M.
Right, and like I tell a lot of, like, I don't know if you ever seen that meme where it's like post a song that like can explain like what you were going through in your life or whatever, so I can know more about you. And I always post the Outlaw Shit song by Struggle, because I went through that to a T, almost like to a T, like, and it was crazy. So like, and then he got out looking like he went in looking like this, got out, and then Jelly's like, man, you know, I look at Struggle and I'm like, why can't I do it? And then, you know, like Bunny had it helped him lose weight and diet and do all this different stuff, and he couldn't do it. I'm going off on tangents from your tangent now. But
I got you started now.
You know, but as far as country and hip hop are the same. They're the exact same. They just got different tempos. They got different melodies. That's it. They're the exact same. Their storytelling, their tragedies, their heartfelt, their pain. Country might talk a little bit more about like drinking beer and walking your dog and fishing a little bit and stuff like that. But that's their environment. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
and up has Hennessy.
Yeah, if I could get my voice right to do a country song, absolutely. And I seen Jelly. He actually took the video off, and but he had a video. I think it was on TikTok, where he was replying to a fan that was like, "Yo, I don't like this new Jelly, man. Like, go back to the rapping Jelly. I don't like this new Jelly." And he snapped. You remember? Yeah, he snapped. He was like, "You want me to just never evolve, just stay the same forever?" Like,
same drug dealer, same drug addict, like, no.
He said some other shit too that I don't even want to repeat, but
Yep.
Yeah.
You sure did. I mean, and I'm proud of him. I really am proud of him for growing and evolving, and I think he will still continue to do hip hop. Well, you know, he did the song with Struggle and Yella, Money, and that was definitely not country. And so, I mean, I'm excited.
You like Save Me is one of the most soul felt songs ever made. Okay?
Yeah.
Let me just throw that out there. Like, ever. Period. And Jelly's so humble with that song that he said he would let Adele have the licensing to it because it's Adele, and he realizes how much more people it would really reach. And could you imagine Adele singing Save Me? To me, that's like crazy to have such a personal song and be humble enough to give it to like a bigger artist, like that's insane.
I have goosebumps even on like any chin hairs, y'all. Like you guys can't see me, but like my whiskers are shivering. No, that's incredible. And I see, okay, here's where I'd be torn. Mm-hmm. Adele has an incredible voice. Like mm-hmm. She just gives me the chills with her voice. Mm-hmm. But I feel like that song, just because, like, so I'm a recovering addict.
Okay.
So when I hear it, I relate to Jelly's pain and
right.
So I don't feel like I would get that same feeling.
I feel that. I feel that. Yeah, for sure. The reason I brought Save Me Up too is because you were asking about the country rap thing. Like, do you like like I like a lot of the stuff he's doing country, but mm-hmm. not as much as I liked like the Waylon and Willie albums or the Addiction Kills album is like fire. Like to me, like that is more like what I like. I'm also not like, oh, he shouldn't be doing this, because he's got soul in his voice, you know?
Right.
So yeah.
I support him because I like, this is his passion now. This is what makes him happy. And I'm like, yes, go baby. I'll still get your signed CD, even though not like I'm still welcome to the trap house. Like,
right. I mean, at this point we might as well tag him in it. Shout out Jelly Roll.
So I feel like you are gonna be, and I feel like you are going to be on the same trajectory. And I mean
that means a lot. That really means a lot.
And I feel like that's why I keep bringing him up, because I see a lot of his, just how humble he is in you. I see the passion for the artist, right. The craft. I see just the passion for the audience in you. It's not the money, the fame, all of that. And so I see it in you. You're gonna do big things for sure.
That means a lot. Thank you.
For sure. Now hold on. What means more to you, fame or credibility?
I don't care about fame at all. When I was younger, I would have dreams of like walking into a stadium, and I'm not saying like the crowd control and people, like, I get goosebumps when people play those videos where they don't say a word and the whole crowd sings the whole song for them. Yeah. Like, that's awesome. That's so dope.
Right.
But as far as like the fame concept, like of mm-hmm. like, it's kind of like, I don't like the idea of like having to go to Publix with my daughter and like get hounded. I know mm-hmm. I know it. That sounds crazy too, because it's like, oh, who's this guy talking to? He's not even there yet. No, I'm just thinking ahead. Like I could see, like, I would, like, the perfect balance would be, let me make a living and pursue this to where I could still be like, kind of like a Jelly Roll before he won these awards type thing, like where you could still kind of go out and like, like be with your family, but still make a living at the same time and support your family. But sometimes you don't have that option. Like Post Malone posted White Iverson, and then the next day had tweets from Wiz Khalifa and all these people, and he was famous overnight. So you don't really have the choice sometimes.
Yes. I always say, we haven't even been doing the podcast year, and we blew up overseas, and people over there think we're famous, and we're like, no, we're not, first of all. And I'm just like, if I ever really made it, like, I would love to be able to just be like, yes, this is my career, this is how I make my money, but I still want to go to Walmart in my pajamas. And all right, sorry about that, y'all. I had a little technical difficulty there. We are back with Tragic. I apologize about that, sir. Thank you so much for joining us again. Now, I just have a few more questions, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this up and get it out to everybody today. Okay. Oh, sorry. What was that?
I can't see you.
You can't see me?
No, this is your picture.
Okay, hold on, y'all. I'm still having technical difficulties. Is that better?
There you go. Yep.
There we go. All right. There. Okay. No, sorry. All right. Who has been your most influential teacher and why?
My most influential what?
Your most influential teacher in life, music, anything.
Hmm. My own mistakes, my own. I was the person that could never learn from someone else's mistakes. I was hard headed when I was younger. I was wild, and I also don't make the same mistake twice. Like I'm not like, okay, you scared me with that. Like I'm not doing that again. Like
Right.
so. As a teacher, I know it sounds crazy, but like I really learn from my own self, like my own tragedies, I guess you could say, in a sense. Um, my dad, he taught me a lot of good advice. My mom, she's the most kind-hearted person there is. She'll give you the shirt on her back. Different people that I look up to, like as like that I don't know, that like that I'll read on. Like it's funny. Like people are like when you talk about I guess you could say like who would you want like a mentor or to meet like a mentor in like
Yeah.
the industry or not even just the music industry but just in general. Like I always bring up 50 Cent, and not only because it has nothing to do with the music. Like it's the hustle, it's the fearlessness. It's like I read his book. I read 2 or 3 of his books, and like he's got this fearless mentality of people like us that have been through that normal society will judge because of our records or tattoos or whatever the case is. It's hard to walk into a room full of CEOs in suits and ties and be confident.
Yes.
And he had this motto of like just be fearless, like own it, like own the room. Like I say it in that song, whatever it takes. Like when I walk in a room, I'm gonna own this shit. Like just be fearless. Like so I learn a lot from people that I don't even know, like like Elon Musk. Like I can listen to that man talk and and I'm just like, how does he do all of this? Like we're
Yeah.
like
Yes, I read this quote somewhere and it said, well, I mean, granted it's geared towards women, but I think everybody can learn from it. And
Right.
it said, sit me down at a table among women who are doing better than me. That way I can learn from them, not be jealous of them. And I took so much from that because it's like I feel like there's so much envy in the world today when it comes to people who are doing extremely well or or who we assume or feel is doing better than us.
Right.
I feel like we should look at that as an opportunity to learn from these people. Like, hey, how did you
Absolutely.
do that? How are you, like you said with Elon Musk, like how is he
Yes.
doing this? What
Right.
method here?
It
Yeah,
it's probably got his own Neuralink chip in him already.
he has to. Like, I I don't doubt that at
But
all.
what you just said, I was just talking to a friend about that last night, about how much envy there is and how we should learn from others. But a lot of people want to be the know-it-all instead of steps. What's the other old quote? Like, don't talk as much, listen as much, or something like that. Speak less, listen more. Yeah,
Yep.
and
Yep.
it's true because you can learn the same thing from the janitor as you can the CEO, like they say. Like, you know what I mean, or something, along
Yeah,
the lines. But
exactly.
yeah,
And I mean, I've learned so much more from just regular life experience than I have ever from Fortune 500 company jobs or a classroom, things of that nature. And it's just like,
I feel like a lot of people would say that, like a lot.
I hope so, because
I
otherwise I'm
hope so.
very,
I hope so too.
very settled. Pretty much.
Right.
Pretty much. Now, what do you have anything coming up in the works as far as like projects, concerts, anything like that, graphic design work?
There's always projects and designs. May 21st in Fort Myers, I got a showcase at Velocity Studios in Fort Myers. It's not a show, it's a showcase, which to me is even more important because it's going to be a room full of like label execs, distribution managers, radio hosts. People are flying in from Atlanta, Tampa, St. Pete, Miami, all over. So yeah, it's kind of like important a little bit, I guess you would say, because it's more about networking. with the right people, obviously. And even more nerve-wracking for me, even though it's not like a live performance, like I'm just playing my music, it's nerve-wracking because it's like, okay, these aren't just like people that are coming to see me. Like these are like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I'm trying to wrap my brain around like, what song should I pick? Should I do this? Should I do that? Like, I got new stuff that I haven't even put. Should I do that? Like, and it's like, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll just go with that intuition.
Yes. Not steer you wrong. You are a talented artist. You will know as soon as you hear it, as soon as you just follow your gut. It will not steer.
Thank you. I appreciate that again.
Stellar. So it's like,
what's that?
Your music is stellar. So whatever you go with,
I appreciate that.
Be dope. It's gonna be so dope. Now, where can my audience, obviously, like, for our listeners, if you're new here, don't worry, you don't have to remember any of this. I will drop it in the description box below. But where can my audience find more of you as far as like social media? Obviously, YouTube is not a very reliable source, but like I remember TikTok.
Yeah, YouTube likes to ban the real truth. Like when I'm really like saying some like speaking my mind, they'll ban it. I mean, I have stuff on YouTube, but that I'm not. I just put it on there just to put it on there. You know what I mean? Like it's like shout out to YouTube.
Gang.
Yeah, but no, TikTok is like the main thing that I'm focused on right now, as far as like, because it's so fast. It's such a fast growing platform. And also, I don't know if anyone knows this, it's the only platform that's full entertainment platform, like comedians, actors, anything you could think of. Like YouTube, if you notice, they're starting to copy them with the shorts. Like they're doing like you know what I'm saying? So and you know, to any other artists that are coming out, or to any influencers or anyone that's doing anything, and they're like, oh no, I'm not about TikTok. Like, I don't want to start another social media. Like, trust me, like, do it, because it's catching on and it's booming. Like you'll see. And even on live, like you could get on live, like you have to have it. It's only like, I think 1,000 followers. And once you get that, you can monetize, and you can, like, your lives will pay you. Like everything about TikTok is just good. So TikTok.com/@Tragic Vanity, Facebook, Instagram, Tragic Vanity. Facebook, I think I had to spell it with a K because someone else had the other one. So it was like Tragic Tragic with a K, TRAGAIK _Vanity. Facebook, regular Tragic Vanity. SoundCloud, Tragic Vanity. BandLab, Tragic Vanity. I think that's it. Oh, and then YouTube's Vanity Visions, but that one you're not gonna really hear like the good stuff because they don't let me put it on there.
But our own ladies understand. We get banned in whole countries, so you know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Keep on saying what you're saying, man. For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Did you have any words for our audience member?
So, thank you, first of all, for the kind words and the encouragement and the opportunity. I really appreciate it. And as far as anyone that's listening, like your listeners and everything, I really like what you're doing too, by the way. Like what you're doing is, you're not afraid to speak. It's kind of like what I do in the music. Like, you're not afraid to speak your mind and your guests. And I've heard like really emotional, conversations. And I think that's a beautiful, powerful thing. So no matter how many times you get banned, and no matter how many times, like, just keep, that means you're doing something right. You know what I mean?
So much.
But as far, like, that's it. Like just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. The best advice I ever received, and I could ever give, wasn't given to me. I read it somewhere, and it is don't ever listen to anybody. Don't ever listen to what anyone says if it doesn't agree with your own reason and your own common sense, even if I said it. Yeah.
Wow.
And I think that's to a T, like, really, like, just believe in yourself.
Heck, that's deep. I love it. And I want all of my listeners, male, female, everybody every identity out there to be sure to write that one down, because that's the thing I've ever heard on any of these episodes right there. For real, for real. So Tragic, thank you so much for joining us today. And you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I am going to go get this uploaded ASAP. To our audience members, just remember, I love y'all fiercely.
I appreciate